Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be doing some crosses. Now this is an example of one that I did around the holidays. It's actually for some friends of mine, and I don't know how it still ended up at my house, but some people have been going, I guess, through my history of my photos and have found some of the other crosses that I've done and are asking if those are available now. And yes, they are. They can be. So today when I was over at Goodwill looking for stuff to paint on, you know, I guess as fate would have it, I found all these crosses. These couple I've painted just to get these sides sealed because they've got a lot of stuff going on in them. But I found this whole stack for $2 and $3 a piece. Couldn't beat that price, especially because these are really sturdy. They're not the ones I was doing before. I was getting from either Walmart or somewhere like that. And they're kind of thin. They work perfectly fine. And these are the ones that I was selling during the holidays. But I've seen, you know, crosses like this, you know, Hobby Lobby and Michael's, but these are a little bit more expensive, you know, $7 or $8. And I was getting these, and these were all priced between $3 and $4. So I decided I'd go ahead and grab a couple. And I'm going to do two in this video. I'm going to do two different ways that I paint these crosses. But I just wanted to show you kind of my arsenal, the way that I set up. People ask me about how do I choose my colors. Well, whenever I mix colors, I've been mixing color now today for about an hour. I just kind of start going through the different colors that I like, making sure that I have a red, a yellow, and a blue for sure. My white and my black, you know, that there's plenty of that. Yellow, I always do yellow at least twice as much, maybe 3 times as much as I do the other colors, just because it's one of those colors that I use a lot and it gets lost in the paintings whenever everything else is in there. So just kind of want to show you, this is my setup before I get started. And if you can ignore the beer there, because that's also part of my setup. But this has got everything. I've got my table ready. I'm going to start choosing colors so that I can do, the first thing I'm going to do is a traveling tree ring pour on one of these crosses. This right here is just a container of paint. It's spilled paint that I collect, and I kept it to the side. And all I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and coat these with that paint so that it has paint on it already. And then I'll do the traveling tree ring pour. So that's the only thing that I'm not going to film, because it's kind of a basic step that I'm going to use. But then I do want to film the tree ring pour, and then I think I'm going to do, I'm not sure, maybe just, I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out for the second one, but I'll go ahead and get this one started here. All right, guys, like I said, I was just going to cover, what I did is I covered this cross in some spilled paint that I had collected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a traveling tree ring pour, but what I've never showed on camera is how I stack the paint. So I use these little measuring cups that have the spout. The spout's important because whenever you're doing the tree ring, you want something to aim for. So let's see, what colors? I'm going to do this one in my favorite color, one of my favorite group. You'll see this one often. So I'm going to start with a purple. just in case it doesn't get it with the tree ring. I think there'll be plenty on the bottom, but just in case. Okay, so now let's tilt it a little bit so I can spread out those colors. I can already see some really cool stuff happening. So first, let's go up and over. And I've taught myself, especially with stuff like this, just to pay attention to the piece that you're trying to get affected. Otherwise, my mind tells me I'm doing something wrong for another piece, but I don't want to, that's not how I want to do it. So let's get you back. So I'm going to go over to this corner. So now I'm going to just be tilting until I find a look that I like. But I wanted to go ahead and wrap this one up because it's just kind of your choice of what the final look you want it to be. I like I said, I probably should have just left it with the with the edges and pulled them over so that it showed the layers that way, because it spreads out a little bit on its own, especially if I would have torched it some. But since I didn't, this is what I did, is I kind of moved it around enough to where I got all the different layers out, and then I do it again a little bit, and it kind of does a little whirly at the top. But I wanted to get over to the other one because the other one has a lot of stuff that I think you guys are going to enjoy seeing. So I'm going to flip over to the other one and get started on that one.